Welcome to another episode of A More Excellent You. In our previous videos, we explored what failure is. Today, we are looking at something equally important: what failure is not. Failure is painful enough without adding conclusions that are not true. But this happens quite often. The outcome may be real, but the meaning you attach to it may be false. And sometimes the false interpretation causes more damage than the failure itself. So, let us break down some of the things that failure is not. Number one, failure is not your identity. You may fail at something without becoming a failure. There's a big difference between saying I failed and saying I am a failure. The first statement describes an event. The second statement turns the event into an identity that follows you everywhere. But one experience does not and should not contain everything about you. Number two, failure is not a complete measure of your worth. Achievements can affect how you feel about yourself, but achievement does not create your entire value. Your worth should not rise and fall with every result. If success is the only thing making you valuable, then every setback will make you feel worthless. This creates a very dangerous way of living, because failure may reveal something about your performance in a particular area, but it does not reveal the total value of your life. Number three, failure is not always proof of incompetence. A poor outcome can result from a lack of ability, but that is not the only explanation. Failure may result from insufficient preparation, using the wrong method, poor timing, limited resources, or from a decision made by someone else. You should be willing to recognize where competence needs to improve, but do not move from one result to a total conclusion about your ability without examining the evidence. Competence can be built, knowledge can be increased, skill can be practiced. An unsuccessful result may identify your present level, but it does not necessarily determine your permanent capacity. Number four, failure is not always the same as a mistake. A mistake is an incorrect action, decision, or judgment. Failure is an outcome that does not reach the intended goal. Sometimes a mistake leads to failure, but you can also make a reasonable decision and still experience an unfavorable outcome. You can choose wisely based on the information available to you at the time and later discover that circumstances have changed. You can prepare thoroughly and still face strong competition. You can take a calculated risk and still lose. You can treat someone well and still be unable to control their choices. Do not judge every decision based on its outcome alone. A good decision does not always guarantee a good result, just as a poor decision does not always produce immediate failure. The process matters as well as the outcome. Number five, failure is not always rejection. Rejection can be a form of failure because you didn't receive the opportunity you wanted. But rejection does not always mean that you lacked value. Sometimes the opportunity just required something different. Sometimes another person was more relevant or had a more relevant experience. Sometimes the organization was looking for a particular style, background, or skill set. Sometimes the timing was wrong. Sometimes the person making the decision did not understand what you had to offer. This does not mean that you should dismiss all rejection. There may be important feedback to receive. Your application may have needed improvement. Your communication may have been unclear. Your preparation may have been weak. But not being selected in one place is not proof that you have nothing worth selecting. You may not have been the right fit for that particular room. And that's different from having no value in any room at all. Thank you for staying with me to this point. Stay tuned for more on what failure is not in our next episode. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and to subscribe. Until next time, bye for now.